Alright, it is time
Destroyed.
to do some classes. I don't know what any of these, well, I know what some of these are, but I don't know what some of them are. 'Cause some of the images are cropped off. Okay, Stefan, you ready?
I guess.
Okay. I don't know what this first one is, do you?
No.
No. We'll come back
Hold
to
on.
it.
Like, fucking up. No, what the fuck is this?
I don't even
The
know.
second one is Druid, I think.
Yeah, we can do Druid first. Alright. Druids. They can be good. It depends on what you're playing.
They could be pretty good. Okay, you know what, I think we should do this by looking at all the circle, or like all the different subclasses, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna do a deep dive.
Let's do a deep dive. Let's
Alright.
do it. If we're doing this, let's take a deep dive. I'm gonna go to the D&D 5e wiki page.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're not going to be talking about like how they would do with the races, right? Just like strictly how we feel about the class.
Yeah, overall.
Right.
So I guess we can go through this like bit by bit. Like there's freaking what is it? You got wild shape, which is pretty good. You don't usually. There's a lot of parts where you don't really use it that often. Like
I feel like well, so
some
if you were so if you did Circle of the Moon, you'd be using it all the time.
Yeah.
But that's if you're playing Circle of the Moon. If you're not, it's more like a option that exists that you don't use.
Exactly.
So, hold on, let's go down it. So the first is the Circle of Dreams, right?
I have freaking circled the spores first.
What? Where are you?
I'm on the. Oh, you're on a different page. Do you want to send me your page?
No, I'm just looking at the main page.
I'm looking at a different page. I'm looking at what D&D Beyond has.
Oh yeah, I'm not on D&D and Beyond.
Yeah.
I'm on the wiki. This is what I'm on.
I'll pull that up. There we go. Okay. Druid. So which one first?
No, go to Drew. No, go up. We're not looking at
Oh.
Unearthed Arcana. Go up.
There it is. Circle of Dreams. So we click on that. Alright. I don't know anything about this one.
I'm not really well versed in Circle of Dreams. Gotta look at it though.
Yeah. So from what I know, Circle of Dreams is okay. It depends on what your DM does. I don't know anything
Hidden
about
Pass
Circle
is
of
pretty
Land.
good though, because there's a long range teleport.
Yeah.
And it's not a spell, so it's not like Misty stuff.
Circle of the Stars is cool because it's like a subclass inside of subclasses depending on what kind of star you are. So there's 3 different ones, and there's different effects, which is cool. And then you basically have what's like an ultimate equivalent. Circle of the Wildfire is my favorite, without a doubt. You just get a freaking friend who's a fox. Or something. I don't know what it is. From this.
Oh right, they have different constellations. It's for the star one.
I don't know. I feel like this is kind of. I think this is a B tier for now.
In general, with the Druid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Circle of the Moon is one of the fucking craziest subclasses out there.
Yeah.
Circle of Spores is kind of meh, honestly. I tried to play it a bit.
It's very situational. It's not the best. Let's put it B for now. We can always move it up and down. What do we want to do next? I think this is Wizard.
What's that first one? What the fuck is that first one?
Is it supposed to be Barbarian?
Look at the.
We'll come back. We'll come back. We can do wizard. I don't know what this is. Paladin, archer, or ranger. Bard. Don't know.
Yeah, what the fuck is that bottom
This
one?
is monk. This is sorcerer, right? This is
I'm not sure.
This is blood hunter, which is a technical homebrew by from what's it called? I don't know. Critical Role. Artificer. Do we want to do Artificer next? We can do Artificer next. Is there no Artificer on this page? Or is it up? Oh, it's up. It's alphabetical. Okay. Artificer's kind of an empty class, but it also has a lot of cool stuff in it.
I don't know, like, how well does it stack up though against like other shit?
It's honestly, you're basically like it really depends. You're very much a support, but you also can do heavy damage. Like the freaking artillerist is super good for like keeping your
Long
distance
range
in battle.
DPS.
Armor is very much you're the tank. Alchemist is support.
Battlesmith, you just have a second person with an extra person.
So you really, with the artificer, you really have a lot of options, even when there's only 4 subclasses right now.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that I get that it can spec into different things, but can it fill the role better than a class that was made specifically for that thing?
I don't, not
like, could
necessarily.
it tank better than like say a paladin?
I don't think no. I think it's mostly meant for that it's kind of that mix between what is it called? It's kind of like a mix between a wizard and like a barbarian, I'd say most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. You may be better off with like I don't know, druid barbarian mix if you're gonna go for like a battlesmith or something, or artillerist. I don't know, or paladin barbarian. I don't know. I think it's very situational. I think it's kind of like a C tier. It doesn't really have a lot of options at the moment.
Kind of stuck in like a few spots.
It's not something that it's something you have to work with your team on. You have to have like frontline people if you're going to use like the artillerists and things. It's very situational.
Yeah.
Let's do monk next. Monk's interesting. Monk has a lot of options as well. Alright, actually, let's do sorcerer. I think this is sorcerer, right?
Should we just look like I think they took those images from the.
Yeah. Here, we can figure this out. I don't know. Yeah, this is druid. If we look here, we can look at. Yep, this is blood hunter. But the first one's barbarian.
Oh, okay.
We can do barbarian. Barbarian's generally easy.
Barbarian's pretty good.
Yeah, its subclasses are like actually pretty good. Like the frickin' there's Path of the Beast. It's literally wild shape you get, basically. It's like a half wild shape, right?
Right.
It just basically turns you into a werewolf. There's a lot of cool stuff you can get with Barbarian. Kind of gives you a lot of options. And you don't really need magic. Although this one does give you freaking spell casting. Oh wait, no it's not. Oh wait, it is. Is it? I don't know. Yeah. You got a lot of options with Barbarian, even though it's kind of like your classic,
melee class?
Yeah. Although it's more fleshed out than a warrior, so I think A. A sounds about right.
I mean, like, it's pretty good.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong. Okay. It looks like we have wizard next.
Is that wizard?
Yeah. Let's see. Go here, wizard. Now, wizard's interesting. Wizard is kind of like a... It's weird because you have a lot more options. You get basically... You rely heavily on your subclasses, I think, in your spell slots.
That's completely centered on your subclasses.
Yeah.
Depending on what subclass you are, it's a very different game.
Order of the Scribes is a lot of fun. Bladesing's coolish. Just having the different types of magic is pretty cool. Transmutation's fun. But they're not... It really depends on the kind of wizard you want to play. And what kind
I
of
think
magic you
generally
wanna
it's
do.
probably one of the better classes in the game, though.
Yeah. I think that's an A tier, right?
I mean, like... But, so, like, what's the standard for S tier is the question.
That's a good point. Here, we'll shift these down. I think wizard is above barbarian. Just a little bit. Just because of...
But it's not like
the
Barbarian's
diversity.
bad.
It's not, no. It's just slightly, I think... We could do this for now. We'll just leave it there. There we go. I think that's warrior next. Let's see. I'm in the wrong thing. Or not warrior, is it? Fighter. Yeah, it's fighter. Fighter's kind of boring, right?
I mean, like, it's a pretty good class, though.
They just keep giving you extra attacks. That's what they do. When they can't... Literally, they have no, like, actual good level 20 thing. You literally just get another attack.
It's just more attack.
It's kind of like they just put things in and they're like, yeah, no, this is...
Well, it's supposed to be one of the simplest classes in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the extra attacks, though, are really insane.
Like, you have great possibility, but it's... I just think it's kind of boring.
Yeah, but it is a really good class.
Yeah.
It's probably... Like, it's viable in a lot of different ways. It's just good in general.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you could probably say that it's that A or S class, honestly. But the issue is that, like, is warrior gonna be the basis for S?
That's a good question. Okay, you have some good options with the subclass, like gunslingers can be good. Having that range, also unofficial. But like things like it's subclasses, they feel like they're trying to be another class, where you're honestly probably better off just multi-classing. Like Rune Knight, that's just you're using runes. That's kind of like Artificer. Psy Warrior, I think that's literally just a monk. Gunslinger, again, Artificer. Eldritch Knight is literally freaking Warlock. Like, it's not... It's okay. I think it's okay. I think it may be on level with Barbarian. Because it's pretty good, but it's also not... I think you're better off playing those... I think you're better off multi-classing rather than going and having a subclass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that Paladin next? Let's see. Nope. There we go. Paladin. Yep, Paladin. What are your thoughts on Paladins?
I mean, like, they're pretty good. They're all around good. They're a secondary spellcaster. They're pretty tanky. They can do melee damage. They can cast spells.
They're pretty diverse.
They got a lot of shit to do.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you want to play a cleric, a barbarian, and I don't know, and warrior all in one, basically. You have a lot of options and things you want to do. So you get pretty open. And the subclasses are really good in freaking here.
They're all pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot of good options. I checked out this one. This one's also a lot of... This one's fun. This is a pirate-themed one. It's pretty cool.
Oh.
But, yeah. I think... this is hard. I think Paladin may be S tier as well.
Yeah.
Because it's... I think it's more versatile. If that's the right word. I don't know. Alright. Archer next, I believe. A ranger, that's the one. But it literally is basically just an archer. Okay, ranger's weird. Because you don't even have to have range, you can literally be melee if you want to.
Well, no, the range, that's what like a ranger is technically, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, there's a new UA. I'll have to check that out later. Oh, this one's weird. You've played a ranger, so I don't know too much about rangers. But
I mean, like, there's a lot of different rangers, you know, but generally ranger. Harris also played it, and he could tell you rangers can get out a lot of DPS if you do it right.
yeah, you have to specifically build a type of one. You can't really, if you want to be powerful, you can't just do whatever you want.
That's another issue. There's specific ones from. I mean, that's with a lot of the classes in this game. Like, there's some that are just better than others.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's one of those ones you have to put a lot of time into. It has very high capabilities, but if you're playing casually, you're not really going to reach its full potential in a normal playthrough. I feel like...
You have to, like, try hard at it.
Yeah, I think it's like, because of that, it's like a B. Bard. Everyone's favorite class, Bard. Can be good.
I don't know much about Bard.
Bard is weird. Literally, the memes around it are freaking big. Like, the Bard colleges, it's a thing.
Yeah, is it good?
They can be good. There's not a lot of them, which is surprising. Unless there's more on here, I don't think so though. Oh, there is. There's a couple more. So there, relatively, it's got quite a few options. It's.
Well, there's also Bardic Inspiration, which it's pretty good for support because Bardic Inspiration can really help. Just be pretty helpful, I guess, in general.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those options. Like, if you're either gonna go Bard or you're gonna go Cleric, and most of the time you're gonna choose Cleric. But it's pretty good. It's like if you already have a Cleric, you might want to go Bard just because of the diversity that it has.
I mean, like, yeah, Bard can be good.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
It mostly depends on the person who's playing them.
I mean, like, all these classes can be played very differently depending on how you go about it yourself.
Yeah. Bard is one of the harder ones to, because you're not playing DPS. You're literally putting yourself in the part of support.
Yeah, if you're gonna play Bard, you should not expect yourself to be doing any amount of attacking. Or like, I mean, like, Bards can attack. It's just most of the time that's not your main purpose at all.
Yeah. So I think it's very situational. I think probably C tier, just because it's very situational.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna guess. What's this next one? Let's see. It's not barbarian. Let's do rogue next.
Yeah.
We're doing rogue next. Let's see. Oh, nope. There we go. Alright. Rogue. Rogue is interesting. It's your classic, you know, steal stuff, be super sneaky, get in, do the job, get out.
It's very versed. It's probably that has really high DPS.
Yeah. It doesn't have a lot of defense, but you don't really need that because of your ability to get out of things.
Yeah, you got your maneuvers. You go in, you get out, you're done.
Unlike most classes as well, rogues are really good with RP because of their ability to roll high in things like being able to choose 4 skills from the start.
Like, incredibly versatile. Lots you can do with it, and the subclasses are also pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it's an easy S tier.
Yeah, I think, it's very versatile. Easy. Alright. I don't know what this is yet, but we're gonna figure that out. I think that is... Who is that? Is that... We haven't done sword... Let's do Warlock. Oh, that's Warlock. Okay. Alright, Warlock. This one.
Oh, this one.
Warlock is interesting. I played a Warlock and had a lot of fun with it. It's another one of those where you have to build for a specific thing. But having like things like the Patron is really cool. It's taking me a while to scroll down because it gives you a lot of options. Like you got different pacts you can make, and depending on what pact you make, it depends on which features you get. It's very cool roleplay wise. And another thing that the DM can have a lot of fun with. So, this is a hard one. I don't know. What do you think?
Warlock, I mean, like, it can be pretty good, depending on if, you build it well.
Yeah.
That's another... It's hard if you don't do it properly, because it's just so difficult to do it right. Because, like...
You have those limited spell slots.
Yeah.
So you kind of have
You're
to
really
rely
limited,
on your
and if you don't know how to
subclasses.
use your spell slots properly, and you don't optimize it, then it's just a bad time.
Yeah. So I think it's either A or B. I don't think...
I think it's like A, I guess,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
It has really good potential.
Especially, you can multi-class it and do some whack things with it.
Yeah. Is that cleric? Is that what that is? We're gonna want to do cleric next.
If that is cleric.
Big scrolls, big scrolls, big scrolls. Here we go. Alright. Cleric. It is cleric, yep. Cleric. Your classic support class.
It actually surprisingly can do a lot of damage depending on if you spec it properly.
Yeah, it honestly depends on the domain you go with.
Like, apparently the Forge cleric is really good.
Mm-hmm. And unlike most classes, cleric has a lot of subclasses, and it's crazy.
They got a lot of. You can. I think it's honestly an easy S tier.
Oh yeah.
You can go. You can go really hard into healing. You can go really hard into like support. You can also go into damage if you really want to just go the damaging route with cleric.
Clerics can also be super beefy if you want them to as well. Which is cool.
Yeah, that's true. Isn't there one that lets you put on heavy armor?
I think so. I don't know which one it is, but it might be. Is it the War Domain? War Domain, yeah, War Domain.
Yeah. That's
Martial and
like,
heavy armors, yeah, that's...
Cleric is extensively detailed and has a lot of shit it can do.
Yeah. Easy S tier.
Yeah. Is that Sorcerer? Because if that's Sorcerer, No, that's not. I don't think.
Didn't we already do Sorcerer? No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Did we? don't think
No,
so.
I don't think so.
Here we go. All the way up. There we go.
Good sorcerer.
Yeah, it's sorcerer.
Yeah.
Sorcerer.
I love sorcerer
It's-
so much.
It's really it's a fun class to play. It's hard.
It's easy S tier in my opinion.
It's kind of like your alternative wizard if you want to have things like
Yeah, but this is just brainless. I feel
Yeah.
like sorcerer is such a no-brain class. Like, I don't even think. I just fire spells.
like sorcery points. You just
Like the sorcery points,
it
you
gives you
can.
so much like flexibility in battle.
It really changes the whole game. I think it's a better
Meta
wizard
magic.
in my opinion.
Yeah,
The meta magic is crazy.
like you can extend spells, which is really cool. Twin spells, quicken spell, all this cool stuff to really like make your way through the battle pretty easily.
I mean, like, it just changes the game. We should order the top of it. I think we should order them in their tiers. I think sorcerer easily takes the front of the
Yeah.
pack.
Wizard
probably is in the
probably
back.
lower half. Clerics
half.
number 2.
I think assassin's above or the rogue's above paladin. Rogue is really good.
Yeah, that seems about right.
For A tier, what is that? That's barb warrior? Then what's then
That's a barbarian, warrior, and then
is that bard?
warlock.
Oh, that's warlock. I think warlock's above. Well, no. Warrior can also be really good. I think.
I think barbarian is. I think this is about right.
This is with our limited knowledge. We're not amazing at this.
We don't have a lot of experience with all these classes. We may do this like a year or two down
Several
the line.
times.
But yeah, this is not going to be the first time we go into these classes.
But I just want to say that some of these classes are good, but they're really situational.
Yeah, that's why Artificer is ranked so low. I've seen charts where they put them in S tier, but it's really situational. They're not something that you would put as your number one.
I get Artificer can be really good, but it's just like
you have to know how to play them.
Yeah,
It's
really
situational.
If you don't know how to play if you're new to the game, I feel like this is more like for people who are newer.
Exactly.
But Artificers really they give you so much freedom with it to make whatever you want, and that's a bit part of the issue because of the fact that if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get overwhelmed really fast.
That's why I think they're better than bards. Bards are weird. They're kind of like a they're kind of like a kind of a support for the support. So it's kind of like an off support.
Right.
It's not something you would choose as your first support unless you're building specifically to support.
Ranger can go two ways, right? But Ranger can do really high DPS in the beginning, but we haven't made it far enough to say if it would fall off towards the end.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it can stay up consistently because see the warrior gets a bunch of attacks, and then depending on what kind of ranger you're playing, I guess it could fall off a bit.
Ranger's good if you're doing early game mostly.
Yeah.
If you're going into the later levels is where it starts to get a little weaker, I think.
Well, also that would be hard because especially if you're going for the sniper strat with the one that I was doing where you do a -10 to your roll. That'll be really detrimental later on when the enemies have higher AC.
Yeah.
You could easily screw yourself over.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do Blood Hunter next because that one's kind of it's kind of an empty class. It's good for its own purpose, but it's not really the best.
It's just for itself, really, isn't it?
It was made specifically for Taliesin, who played him as Molly in Critical Role. Honestly, it's good. It's good for its specific purpose. Like I think the first little quest, they used the class to hunt down a creature that was attacking the town. It's good for hunting down monsters. But it's really, honestly, I feel like it would be a better fit as a subclass for fighter.
Warrior or something.
Yeah.
Or fighter, right?
It really feels like an empty class. So I think this is a D tier.
Yeah.
It's really empty.
And then what's that last one?
Monk.
Oh,
Monk has the possibility of being really good.
I think it could. Monk could be honestly really insane.
It's not an easy class to play, I'll tell you that. You really have to know what you're doing.
Like also you're really vulnerable as a monk, I feel. You're going fistless most of the time. You have no weapons and you have no armor.
Exactly.
You're naked and you're just trying to beat the shit out of stuff.
Exactly. And you're not relying on armor, you're relying mostly on magic items to boost your skills and stuff.
Well, so unarmored defense is honestly pretty good though, because it's your dex plus your wisdom modifier.
Yeah.
So you could get really high AC, but that depends on how you spec into it.
Exactly.
Especially if you roll well enough.
The subclasses are where you get a lot of diversity. Like, I think, which one was it? Mercy, I think, gives you... does it? No. The subclasses are weird.
Mercy is a healer, it looks like.
Yeah, it's kind of support. Yeah, you can end the condition, yeah.
So it's really support.
Yeah, it's... Honestly, if you're going to play a monk, you're most likely going to go DPS. Because you can do a lot with a monk as DPS.
There's a lot of things you can...
Yeah. Uh-oh.
do, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's really up there.
Yeah, I think like the Cobalt Soul is one that was made specifically for Critical Role, and it's pretty good. It's generally pretty good. Monks, you can actually deflect, I think, ranged attacks, which is cool.
Just say ranged attack, no thanks.
Yeah, it's like you wanted to shoot me? Oh, you actually hit me? No, you didn't. You actually didn't.
Sorry, no.
No, sorry. So it's kind of like having lucky points when you don't have lucky points. I think it's B. It's very situational as well.
I think I mean like it could be A.
Yeah, but it's like.
I think it's above Druid though. If you're putting it in B
yeah.
tier,
It's high B tier.
Right.
All right. Do we want to reorder these in any way, or do we think this is pretty good?
I think this is pretty good.
Yeah. So going back over, in S tier we have
Sorcerer is the best.
Cleric, Rogue, Paladin, Wizard. A tier we have Barbarian, Warrior, Warlock. B tier we have Monk, Druid, Ranger. C tier, Artificer, Bard, and D tier, Blood Hunter. I think that's it for this this
short tier list.
Short tier list, yeah. We'll download the image, why not? Come back for our next ranking video.